The third and final stage of concussion prevention is known as tertiary prevention. This form of prevention emphasizes the potential for significant long-term consequences of sustaining a concussion. The reality is, experiencing any injury, especially a brain injury, can be devastating for people of all walks of life. So creating strategies to prevent such events from having long-term consequences is an integral part of the prevention process.
Injuries as a whole are a leading cause of death and hospitalization and disability in the country of Canada. So we're not talking about a minor issue. We're talking about significant public health issue that has impact on people's lives, their families, their communities, the healthcare professionals who take care of them. And so the best thing we can do is prevent these injuries from happening in the first place.
As Stephanie mentions, experiencing an injury is not something to take lightly. And in the context of sport, where we've already identified that there is an inherent risk in participation, understanding the long-term ramifications of sustaining a concussion can help reinforce a more health-driven value system in the next generation of athletes.
At the youth and the amateur level, we need to get away from that a little bit. And we have to say, you're a long-term athlete, you're a lifelong athlete, rather than let's just try and make the most of this particular moment, take whatever risks are necessary to, because that's so dangerous when it comes to someone's health.
For athletes who are currently participating in sport, instead of being so outcome-based, so focused on the end goal of the season, of that year, what they want to achieve within that specific area. If you are just looking at it from being an athlete for your whole life, imagine how different that perspective would be.
This perspective would not only change the way athletes view an injury, but also the conversations we have about concussions.
If I'm sitting here with a concussion, wanting to get back in, and you come to me and you say, well, why do you even want to play rugby? And it's like, well, I love this. I want to do this my whole life. It's like, well, do you think you can do that if you keep getting concussions?
Having more conversations like this with athletes can significantly reduce or even eliminate the risk of someone experiencing second impact syndrome. Although this sounds easy in principle to achieve, the common barrier that is often encountered is a lack of understanding around the severity of concussions.
Unfortunately, the thing that really educates kids about the injury is once they've lived through it themselves. And we need to do more, like we're doing here with PACA, in talking about those stories and having those hard conversations and having them understand that you could be playing a game that you love and you could get an injury that could change the trajectory of your life.
Preventing a concussion starts with all of us. Ask your school or sports organizations how they are helping prevent concussions and what supports they have in place for athletes who sustain one. We only get one brain. Treat it with the respect it deserves and reach out if you are struggling.
Just kind of taking the time, knowing that this is a journey that you're going to go through. And a lot of other people have gone through too, and just taking that time to rest and respect your body and know those symptoms and know that, again, sport will be there in the end, but it's not the end all be all. Like your life and how you treat yourself is really important too.